Okay, so today we're answering the age-old question. Why is Digimon not as popular as Pokemon? Now I'm going to give you 10 reasons. Reason number 1. The origins and first impression of a franchise is very important. The original concept for Digimon came from Tamagotchi. Now, for those of you who might not know what that is, Tamagotchi was a virtual pet game involving a small handheld device. People were able to take care of these pet monsters and keep them alive and feed them and whatnot. Now, if that doesn't sound very interesting to you, then you can see already the problem. It was not nearly as popular as the original Pokemon games in comparison. When it comes to first appearing to an American audience, Tamagotchi was more popular with young girls, but not so much the boys, which is what actually motivated the company who made it to start marketing towards boys. And that's how they came up with the idea for Digimon. Reason number 2. The entire story of Digimon's lore can be seen as all over the place. Most people don't want to look into several rabbit holes of lore involving time travel, gods of a digital universe, alternate dimensions, and more twists and turns. The third reason is parents' reaction to some of the content in Digimon. Now, Digimon sometimes had guns on the screen, it sometimes had blood on the screen, it sometimes had occult references on the screen. For those of you who might not have seen that, yeah, you might want to look into that. And the fourth thing is, some of the monster designs were super sexual. Imagine you're a young boy and your parents happen to see you watching Digimon and then this shows up on the screen. Yeah, that's going to be an awkward conversation. A real awkward conversation. Some strict households, you might just get a beating for that showing up on the screen, even though it was out of your control. Yeah, you might want to seek therapy if that happened. Some of the Digimon designs were hated by viewers, not just for some of them being sexual. No, some of the designs were just hated because they thought the designs were ugly or not very interesting. They just hated some of the designs. I'm pretty sure they even made a design where it was just a giant piece of poop. That was a Digimon, a giant piece of poop. Digimon has changed up its story formula way too often, which has been off-putting for some fans. It seemed like the writers could not agree on anything, so they just kept changing directions, leaving viewers irritated. There are seasons of Digimon that people absolutely hate, because things that they loved were suddenly replaced with other things. Digimon unintentionally separated their fans into subgroups. Fans who only like certain aspects of Digimon, fans who only like certain games, and fans who only like certain seasons of the Digimon anime series. Yeah, they split up their own audience into different subgroups. That was a problem. Reason number 8. The timing of the original anime release had people thinking it was a cash grab attempt to compete with Pokemon. It came out 2 years after the Pokemon anime had already been built and had a momentum growing and a fan base growing. People thought it was like, oh, they literally only made this to try to compete with Pokemon. It's like they were trying to do a great value version of another product. And that's not what they were doing because they kind of came out around the same time, but that's the way how some viewers received it. So that also hurt them too. Digimon evolutions have rubbed some people the wrong way because of 2 reasons. So this is like 2 reasons within 1 reason. I know that's kind of weird, but bear with me. Some find the evolution system overly complex because it branches into different directions. And another reason is others don't like how the evolutions don't seem to have any visual relationship with the previous forms. Like something will start off looking like this and then suddenly change to this. And it's like, yo, what? Like, how am I supposed to remember that? How does that even happen? Especially since they were already introduced to Pokemon first. So people are like, okay, this is like way out of left field. Like, this seems out of pocket to me. Like, what's going on here? Fans were looking at this like, yo, you're doing the most right now. You are doing the absolute most. The games. Yes, that's right. You knew it was coming. You might have fast forwarded to this part. I'm not saying all of the Digimon games were bad, but many fans kept on being disappointed with some of the games that were released. Whenever Digimon started releasing games, many of the games were nothing like what people were expecting or hoping from seeing the anime series. And even for the players who did enjoy some of the games, it usually was not all of them. Some of the games were liked, and some of the games were hated. Agumon is far less marketable as a mascot than Pikachu. And just hear me out, just hear me out. Agumon has too much of a rough appearance. It's a dinosaur, but it doesn't look like a cute dinosaur at all. I honestly feel like they could have had a better mascot if they started off with Vmon. I feel like Vmon would have been a better mascot for Digimon, especially if they were competing somewhat with Pokemon. Some people might try to argue that Digimon was not competing with Pokemon at all. But when you look at their audience and what their audience was into, the age group and everything like that, it's like you're kind of sharing the same market here. These are the 10 reasons why Digimon did not reach the same level of popularity as Pokemon. And I'm hoping that some of these reasons help to clear up some of the confusion. As always, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.